What might you find sitting in a box next to a restroom in a public place? If you're thinking of the possibility to enter a contest, you might be right. So I am Candace Spears, founder of Floor23 Digital, and we are the makers of Floor23 Innobear, the software that is used to help you design, manage, and host contests that help skyrocket your business and increase your organization's results. In today's episode of Contest Crunch, we are going to be exploring and analyzing a contest that's hanging around some restrooms. So by the end of this video, you will learn more about contest design, tips on how you can design better contests so that you can get real results with your contest campaigns. All right, let's get into it. Took a few images, a little bit of video. It might be a little hard to hear, but I did some contest analysis around this particular contest, really exploring in depth as I waited to go to the bathroom. So let's take a look. This is Vacation for Two, and it's sponsored by GrandBahamaTourism.com. So what they are advertising here is essentially a vacation for two. And one of the things I think you will recognize very shortly, there are a few psychological elements that are going on in this contest. Let me zoom in to show you something. So first thing, you can see that this box is stuffed with these pink slips, right? Stuffed with the pink slips, and you would think automatically like, ooh, let me enter my name, I want to win. I want to win, I want to win. It's giving those vibes of a contest. But let's look closer. So, if we can make out what this fine print says, I believe it says, by filling out this entry card, you are accepting you may be contacted and considered a winner. All winners will receive a free 4-day, 3-night vacation in the Bahamas. So it's clear that they're essentially making it like a contest, right? You fill this out, you put it in, and you have the potential to win this prize. So let's go with that premise. Well, let's scroll up here a little bit. Zoom out. We see a couple of items here. This has nothing to do with timeshare, okay? Your name will not be put on a mailing list. Interesting. Okay? It's very interesting. So there's a lot of information here. So it would be kind of hard to believe that you wouldn't do something with all that information you're collecting unless maybe everybody is a winner. And I think that's what we found here with this contest, that it may not exactly be a contest at all. So let's look at what they collect. They collect name, they collect mobile number, it looks like alternate home phone number, and a date. Okay, and it's got some information, it looks like, about the company themselves. So, the location of this is near the restrooms in an outlet mall that I was in. I was in an outlet mall, and this was right near the restrooms. When people come, they gotta use the bathroom, and so a highly trafficked area. And clearly it's here because it works, right? It's a physical place, so that works. So that's kind of what's going on with this contest, with all this data collection, but not being used for a mailing list. Interesting. So this particular GrandBahamaTourism.com, let's just roll over to their website really quickly. So looking at their website, Grand Bahama Tourism, checking it out. And the reason I came over here, and this is something you want to think about, sometimes people want to verify that, like, is this legit? They've got a website, so let me check it out. Is it legit? Let's look. Okay, it looks legit. They've got different resorts and things like that. So as a participant, I could end up being in any one of these. Recent updates. September 20th, 2015. Very interesting. It is 2024 at the time of this video. Okay. So a few red flags, but other than that, it looks like, things are pretty good. There's no mention of the contest on this particular website that I could see. There's no mention of the contest, which essentially says that this, how they have this station over here, that this is essentially how they get their information, and they likely offer everybody who has their name in the box, make them a winner. And so they're all offered that free 3-day, 2-night stay, which allows them to, not put people's name on a mailing list, but put them on a list of people who were contacted as winners to contact them for claiming their prize. Okay, so let's take a look at the pros for this contest, okay? So the first one, the fact that they have a physical entry is a pro here. Believe it or not everyone uses the internet. I know it makes me cry when I think about it, but it is true. So having a physical entry actually broadens the participant base that they get involved. So having a physical entry, definitely a pro here. Second pro, the contest images do a good job of drawing you in and making you want to participate, because who doesn't want to jump on a cruise or lay out on a beach and see all the ocean front and the beautiful island? So they do a very good job with that imagery being placed very visibly and large everywhere to draw you in. Now, the third pro is that they call out the participant fear right up front when you walk up. Now, it's not in super big print, but the fact that it says that, this is not a timeshare, I'm sure eases participants' mind, right? Because whenever you think about free vacations and the opportunity to get free trips, the first thing that typically comes to mind is, okay, I'm going to spend a few hours of my precious time on this trip stuck in a timeshare presentation. And they state that up front. Okay, now let's get into some of the cons. So the first con is kind of like the antithesis of the pro, and that is that it is physical, but physical only. Not just that it's physical, because again, there's some goodness to that, but that it's physical only. You remember on the website, they have no mention of this whole contest and entry and things like that. So it's very limited in terms of who you can get to, and it's limited in terms of its sharing capability. Number two, there is no real opportunity for sharing and spreading word about this contest to other people. Okay, that is the power, and those are the cool things that you can do when you're doing a contest online, is building in those entry actions that incentivize you to tell other people so that they can be involved as well. So none of that. Third con is that when you go to their website, so assume that you are a participant, and this is a pretty low risk entry, right? So it's not like you've got to do your investigative research before you decide you're going to participate in this contest. But even still, when you go to the website, your recent updates are from 2015. So that is quite a long time ago. So having where things have to be updated, making sure that they are up to date or removing the timestamp is always very, very helpful. So that's a con, that things are not up to date. It almost makes you question whether or not they're still in business, or am I doing this for no reason? Okay, so let's talk about improvements. So the first improvement would be to give them an option to do entry online. So if you give them that option to do entry online, there's a couple of things that are happening. First off, you get the opportunity to have increased data accuracy in the case that you can't figure out whether that email address contains like a 6, or is it like, what is this? Is it an H? Is it a P? Happens all the time, right? Because these are handwritten entries. But going online allows you to increase that data accuracy. It also allows you to more easily capture more data if you wanted to, and play around with those entries. The second improvement I would make is in an online version of the contest, I would have more entries that allow people to share. More entries that allow people to really get involved. Share this contest for more entry, or comment on this post for more entry, that type of thing, that allows them to collect more people, again, at a lower cost. The other thing about the online version of a contest is they can still have the paper contest, but maybe you give like a QR code right there on the paper that says, hey, if you shout us out on Instagram, go here for more entries, right? Go here for more entries. Send them to a page where if they do shout out their best vacation picture and tag them, they can get an extra entry into the contest or something along those lines. So it's easy to still have that paper, but just add a little cherry on top to bring in the online element. And so then the third point is all about the updates to the site in terms of timing. So one of the improvements that I would make, and it's a simple trick, is if they're just, they made the content that they're going to make and nobody's really out there updating the site, maybe they don't have to because these boxes are working so well, giving them leads. I mean, we can see that the boxes were full. One of the quick things I would do is just remove references to dates and just let them be evergreen content with no dates whatsoever, so that people don't feel like, oh, are they even still in business? Or how old is this? How old will the accommodations be? All these things can go through the minds of your participants, so it's important that the environment is set up for success. So there are a couple of things that we do in Floor23 Innobear that would be fantastic additions for this contest, something that you would want to think about in your own contest. One of the things we have is the concept of a hosted landing page, and of course we have lots of different entry options to choose from to really get participants involved and getting them taking the actions that you want them to take, that you know are going to drive your results. So let's take a look. Okay, so you see right here, we're inside of Innobear, and we're here in a challenge we made up called Pinnacle Solutions Innovation Challenge. And in this particular challenge, we're at our display section, and we're just going to jump in because this is one of those things where if you need to have a page, if you need to have a landing page for your participants to go to, right, we have that option where you can just use a hosted landing page that we host and be able to immediately have your entries, have people come in, and it's all ready to go for you. Alternatively, some people will create their own pages, then you can just embed the challenge widget right onto your own page, your own website, whatever it is you might be interested in. Now, another thing to quickly look at is, again, entry methods. So we've got different entry methods, and we're continuing to build out our entry methods as we go and as we see what's becoming more popular and what things people are interested in. So having these different types of entry methods is really one of those things that you want to be utilizing in order to have people take the actions that are most meaningful for your business or your organization, and the actions that are going to drive growth, the actions that are going to help spread your message, all these types of things. So here are very easy ways that you can take your contest to the next level. If you are thinking about either getting started with a contest for your business or organization, or if you are already doing contests because you know it is a bomb way to market, to get ideas, to do research, to do all these things, I invite you to give Innobear a try. So you can go to floor23digital.com to get started with Innobear. And right now, we are in the midst of our early access program. So, depending on when you catch this video, if we're in the midst of early access and you want to get your early invite, go to floor23digital.com to jump onto the wait list. Otherwise, get started and get going. What are you waiting for? So, thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon.